Hello, everybody. Welcome back to that Proud Black Woman show. And yes, Happy New Year, everybody. It's a fantastic 2022. I can see it. I can smell it. I can feel the aura around me that this year is just going to be the bomb. True. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. So, what are your New Year resolutions? For me, I don't do resolutions anymore because it's just an easy way for you to deceive yourself. If it's working for you, kudos to you, fine. But for me, it doesn't work. What works for me is like having like a New Year tradition that I've been keeping up to for a couple of years, which is, pardon me if you're not spiritual or religious. I am religious. Mine is I write down the things that I want for the year. I pray on it and I work towards it. And it's been working for me so far. At the end of the year, I pick it up and compare notes. What did I achieve? What didn't I achieve? And how can I make it better? So that's been my tradition. What is your own tradition? Leave it in the comment section. So you'll be wondering, who do I have here today? I know for those of you that have been asking me, where are the men? It's not my fault that when I reach out to men, it takes like a gazillion years for them to respond. So I'm working on bringing men, but right now, women rock, okay? Women rock. So I have here with me, if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have noticed that I've been posting for the past couple of days the flyer for today's show. And I have here with me the CEO and the SHEO of Adonia Beauty. Thank you so much for joining. And her name is Adedoyin Omotara. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so
How
much.
have you been?
So happy to be here. I've been good, very good. We're just starting the new year, so still taking things easy. And just as you said, working on the goals and putting goals together for the year, and just really still visualizing and retreating as well.
Yeah, that's a fantastic way to start the year. So for those of you that are joining us, you know how we do on this channel. Remember, you have to rep your city. Where are you watching us from? Are you here in Canada? If you're here in Canada, which city are you in? If you're in the UK, in the US, wherever you're watching us from, Nigeria, just rep yourself in the comment section, and that's how we mark attendance on this show. All right. So before we go into the nitty-gritty of why we're here today and why this lovely lady right here is with us, just stay tuned for a little bit. So welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. So my first question to you is, who is Adonia? Like, how did Adonia Beauty, how did that start? How did it come about the name? How did it come about the brand? How has it been over the years?
Okay, I think I should start by saying my name is Adedoyin Omotara. A lot of people call me Adonia, but that's my business name. And I started Adonia. So it's actually a Greek word that is pronounced Adonia, right? It means a beautiful goddess, right? And that was why for year 7 last year, we made a lot of noise with, goddess, the goddess conference, goddess campaign, goddess perfume, because that's really what Adonia means, and we actually felt we had stepped into our full power, and last year. So and that was that. So Adonia started at a point in my life when I was frustrated with my career. I built a career in the project management industry. I used to be an engineer, so I worked in the oil and gas industry, and I was mostly a project manager. And I just did not like the projects. They were not empowering for me, and I was thinking, okay, what else can I do? And I'd always been a makeup artist. I always did that on the side. So I thought, you know what, maybe build a brand around this makeup artistry that I've always done. And here we are today, year 7. We are growing. So that's the summary of how I started Adoyan Beauty.
That's fantastic. So in the 7 years of having this beautiful brand, and you've been growing, putting a lot of work into it, at what point did you start like making your own product?
Okay, so I would say that I started this company in Aberdeen, Scotland. We used to live there, and I was doing it part time. I wasn't doing it full time then. I was still working full time. And that was 2014 September, and then we decided to move to Canada in 2015 September. exactly a year after. So I moved to Canada and I started full operation in Canada in 2016, September, right? So as soon as I came to Canada, I was just, promoting myself as a makeup artist while I worked on the product because the product bit was huge for me. I really wanted to grow it into a brand, into a household name where people would, have the products everywhere in their homes and all of that. And that was really beyond me just being a makeup artist. And that was really when I started. That was really when I launched the product in September 2016. And since then, so if we are going to go by numbers and just really how we've grown, I would say that is when Adonia actually kicked off properly, like legally, But I don't like to despise the days of little beginnings, and that's why I always refer back to 2014 when I started in Aberdeen. But it was actually 2016 September that we kicked things off, properly. Everything was properly registered by 2016. My products were ready, and we launched Adonia formally.
That's amazing. For so many people, they would say that, when they start the business, they wanted to like start to kickstart right away, to start getting like the big bucks and to start being known worldwide and everything just like that. But for you, you started in Aberdeen, as you said, until you moved to Canada when you started full time. So at what point, because I know you have like a physical store in a mall, I believe. At what point did you gather enough income from your business that made you to be able to have a physical office?
So you did mention that a lot of people want their businesses to fly immediately, and it's not a bad way to think. A lot of us want our businesses to be successful, and for me, I really want to make my business to be successful as well. And you also want it quickly, right? So we all get into that trap, but then with time, you discover that you cannot build you cannot build a brand in a day. Rome was not built in a day. So the earlier you start to understand that, the better. As soon as I understood that, even when people are talking to me, telling me ideas of things I can do, I'm like, you know what? I'm not in a hurry, right? Let's just build this systematically. I'm not in a hurry. And that's one thing I would love to tell my fellow entrepreneurs, especially as immigrants. It can be tough on us with resources, with even people to understand what we're trying to do and all of that. But Rome was not built in a day. We just need to focus on the vision and just keep building. So back to your question, at what point did I gather enough income to start a physical store? I think it's not about enough income. It was more about where I saw the business going. So I really wanted to distribute my product, and it was tough entering, getting my product into stores. And then I discovered that I sold really well when I went for trade shows, right? When I went for trade shows or markets, I sold really well. So I thought if people, everybody would always ask, Doyen, where can we find you? Where can we find you? I want to bring my daughter. I want to be my mom. I want to, and those were the things, those were the data I gathered that made me think, you know what, maybe a physical store would make sense. Was I scared? I was very, very scared going into that. But I tried to get a store that I could manage to afford based on how much I was making at that moment in the house. And and then I launched out. And the thing with launching out is it can only get better, right? It can only get better. So I launched out and I just started to put the word out, just started to market, just really started to market. And people have been amazing. People really wanted it. They wanted, so I think the major difference between what we do and probably what you will get in places like Sephora, Mac is people get overwhelmed because all these companies have lots of products. They just get in there and they're like, they don't even know where to start. But for us, we've made beauty to be very simple. We don't have too many products, but what we have is very functional for every tribe. So if you walk in, whether you're Caucasian, whether you're Middle East, whether you're from Africa, wherever you're coming from, we have your color. But it's not like you will be confused. We won't overwhelm you. And you can get that one on one touch and feel like, okay, everything is being done to my face shape, to my complexion. Like it's all about you. So I call it customized and detailed, um, customized makeup detailing, right? That's what we do for our clients. And with time, our clients started asking for more services, which also helped uh, uh, our our revenue. It also helps to increase our revenue. People started asking for, oh, I want semi-permanent brows. I don't even want to draw my brows again. I want to do lashes. Oh, do you guys do facials? I just want to come and relax. I remember a client came one day and she had done all the services we had, and she was asking, do you guys not have any more other thing to do? I don't want to leave this place, right? So, and those are the kind of people that inspire us to add on products and services, and yeah, and we're here today because we have a vision, and because of the clients that we have that really believe in us and keep patronizing us.
That is good. So when, as you said, a lot of people ask for more services, and don't you have this? Don't you have that? We want lashes. Has there been any challenges in adding on or gaining those extra skills or extra knowledge on how to make more of what people are asking for?
Yes, so the first thing people started asking for was like pedicure, manicure, and all those things are still easy because you can go for like a 1 week training. Even ombre brows, I think I went for a 2 day training. I sent my staff for um, pedicure, manicure. Those ones are still quite easy. But one big one people were really asking for was hair. I know hair is regulated, is really regulated in Canada. I need about 3 hours, I mean, 3 years of
Oh,
schooling, to do that. I don't have the luxury of time because I have a full-time business I need to focus on. Also, my staff, I really do not just want to send a staff on a training that they're not interested in. So if the staff is not interested in learning air, it will be tough for me. And then at that time, people really wanted it immediately. So I did hire someone, a hairstylist, but things didn't really work out because we were maybe we weren't marketing enough, or I just felt it wasn't my core service, so it was hard for me to really market it because I'm like, I just really want to market what we do, and I know that we do well. So with time, I later changed the model to rent a space to a hairstylist. That was a business, not mine, and that's how we're running it now. So we actually have a hairstylist in house. If clients come in and ask for hair, we refer them there, but it's not our primary business. So she also markets herself and brings in our own clients, and that has really worked for us. A lot of times we actually exchange clients. We have clients that go to them, they have clients that come to us. So yeah, it did take a while before I thought of that model, but we are where we are now. Just because at least we kicked off. If you don't start something, it's hard to really get clearer. But clarity comes with motion. So once you start to get clearer. And now I'm very happy with this model. When this person decides, you know what, I want to get my own space, it's easier to just rent out the space to another hairstylist. And it's their business. They brand it as theirs and all of that. Yeah.
that's really good, and I like the fact that, okay, yeah, that
That
you're
was
diversifying.
yeah. In terms of diversifying, otherwise, all other things are mostly aesthetics, things you can learn within a week or two. So, in fact, there was a time I traveled to Kelowna to learn medical aesthetics, and then I then trained my staff. Some of the things I'm not really interested in, like nails, if I get a staff that is interested, I send them for the training.
That's good, and the fact that you're training your staff, that's also a plus for them, because let's say tomorrow they decide to leave, they leave knowing that they've been empowered as well. So it's
Absolutely,
not that they're just working for you and getting money into the pocket, but they are
absolutely.
also growing as an
Yeah, training
individual.
is big. Training is big for me, and I know a lot of employers want to think, oh, if I finish training this girl now and she leaves, what happens to me and all. But to be honest, if you keep thinking like that, you are not gonna grow, and they are not gonna grow. So you just have to do what you have to do, and if they leave, unfortunately, you just have to recruit somebody else. I think for me, I've been fortunate enough to have staff that would stay. And apart from that, I know a lot of the services that we do. maybe apart from nails and a few things, I know I actually trained my staff on doing those things, right? So if we do have new staff, I get to train them again, right? Yeah. So a lot of times I actually go for the training and then customize it to how I want us to deliver it in Adonia. So if new staff come, it's not like I'm not a novice in my business, right? Yeah.
And shortly before the show, we are talking about the same topic of training. And it was about what I see, because a lot of times I see you training teenagers, how to do makeup and things like that. Like, how did that idea come in? Like, what inspired that idea to train like the younger ones and during the summer and things like that?
Okay, so sincerely, as a teenager, I those are the things I wanted. I wanted to be in camps where I would learn how to do my makeup, how to dress well, how to shop, how to. Those were my own dream as a teenager, and I didn't really get that. And I just thought, you know what, this is, and I know teenagers love it. They really, really love it. Also, I generally like to train people on the things that I know. And I feel makeup is empowerment, right? You can decide to look the way you want to look, right? You're not stuck to looking in a certain way. I can decide to wear red lipstick to change my entire look. I can decide to go nude like this, right? I can decide to wear lashes. I can decide to do mascara. I can, it's just fun and creative. So I feel it's empowering. And that's why I take my time to teach people how to do their own makeup. But going back to the teenagers, I think one big thing that really inspired that was beyond me loving those things as a teenager, and I know that teenagers want it, is the fact that my main focus with Adonia Beauty is to really help women at different stages of life to step into their power. So I know teenagers, seniors, middle-aged people, a lot of us go through different seasons of life and different things, different experiences, and those experiences can either sink or grow us. So we are that company that says, you know what, come get your nails done, come get your hair done, and while you're doing that as well, we could as well give you some confidence boosters, with the conversations we have at the store and just so many other life-changing events that we do. So that's just one of my ways of reaching out to that age group. Like, hey guys, summer is there. They don't have anything to do anyway. They're just playing. Guys, you guys can learn to do your makeup. And this last year, we actually introduced personal shopping. We took them out to the mall to shop, color analysis. Just fun things that every teenager would love. You know, and it's been well received. In fact, last year we actually hosted two camps, and that was because that was the only time I had. My summer is usually very busy. Yeah, so we're hoping to have more and in different cities this year.
That's beautiful. So talking about diversity now, because as I said before, the way your brand is set up in such a way that you inculcate diversity into what you do. For example, with your makeup, as you said before, it's not just for Black people. You have for Caucasian, you have for brown skinned people, Middle Eastern, and you try to make it to suit their complexion when they come in. So this is really big, especially for anybody that wants to grow, because like for so many there's so many information out there that shows that when you're diverse with your business, with the clientele you serve, there's higher chances of you growing bigger than everybody else. So with that being said, apart from your product, I also see in your staff, I see in your clientele, I see that there are people from different walks of life. Especially, I've been following you for, I think, a little over a year now. And I see the videos you post. I see your staff. I see people that are hijabites and stuff like different kind of that. So how big is diversity for you as a person and for Adonia as a brand?
Okay, so I believe we live in a diverse world, and we cannot afford to stay in our own bubble, in our own little bubble. I don't think that was what we were created for. We were created to thrive. We were created to bloom where we are planted, right? So the fact that I have left Nigeria, which is my home country, to Canada, means that I'm supposed to mingle with everyone I see here, right? If I was in Nigeria, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm only for Yorubas. I'm not for Hausas. I'm not for Igbos, right? And so when I got here, I needed to have that open mind. And then, so what happens, and I feel what makes people think, you know what, it's only Nigerians I will serve, or it's only my people I will serve, is because they feel um they they are not heard. They feel they cannot communicate to people, to other people, the way they would understand. And they might also feel that, well, the kind of makeup I do, they don't like it, right? But I think most importantly, I think we should own who we are. I think the most important thing is to own who we are and not to try to be someone else, because that's a major problem. So you're trying to attract, say, Caucasians, and you're trying to behave like them.
Mm.
It's not gonna last because you can never be white enough, if you get what I mean. So it's not gonna last. So most importantly, be yourself. Have your brand voice. Have that voice. Don't try to say, oh, because this Caucasian person does it this way. It's their culture. That's how they grew up. Be yourself and make sure that you know your onions. You know what you're doing. Whatever style of makeup you decide to that you love and that your people love, just continue with it. They will find you. We are at the mall. Before we even moved to the mall, we're in a store, and things like, oh, come in for your makeup classes. We'll just put the lawn signs. Come in for your makeup classes. A lot of Caucasians would see it and they would come in for makeup classes, and they would buy products. As long as you have, they don't come in and then you're using the wrong color for them. So makeup is something that you see it and then you buy it. It's not even a hard sell at all. You see it, so you can't even lie about it. Oh wow, how do you know these colors would suit me? And they buy it and they become return clients, right? Same as Middle Eastern, same as Chinese, same as anyone. So we just put things out there, and I, most importantly, I try to stay as authentic as possible to myself. And also going to recruiting, I recruit people, I recruit mostly from Indeed, and I recruit people that have the skills that we want, right? And they come in whether they're Syrians, Indians, or as long as they're able to follow, to go with the terms and conditions that we're giving out, I'm happy to recruit them, and then they would learn how to do people's makeup. So, do I get lots of people from my community? Yes, because it's just easier. Oh, I know doing from church, I know doing from here, I know they come. But do I attract other people as well? Yes. But did I change who I am? No. I just put things out there and let people know that we have colors for everyone, and everyone can come in, do their facials, and get beauty treatments.
Okay. So now talking about, the theme of this season. So this is the season 2 of Dapra Black Women Show. And the main theme for this year, for this, not this year, for this season is tagged moving forward. And the main focus on that is success and confidence. And for everybody, all my guests that have been to the show, I always ask them, what does success mean to you? And then how significant is confidence to that success? So I'll be asking you the same as well, because we've listened to how you started and how it's going, and what are the things that you've been able to do, how you've been able to empower others, both your staff and also for teenagers and all other people that come by to the store. So for you, how do you measure that? Okay, this is success, and then do you think confidence has anything to do with it?
Oh yeah, thank you for that question. So, success has meant different things to me at different stages of life. But right now, what success means to me is really fulfilling that purpose that is tied to the work that I'm doing, that is tied to who I am, right? I believe, in fact, a lot of my friends have said, "Doing, you're not a makeup artist, you're a connector." I believe the gifts that have been deposited inside of me are, gifts to connect people together, to help people see value in themselves, to let people see the bigger version of themselves, right? Those are really the strengths and the gifts that I have. And once in any way that I'm able to manifest those gifts, I feel like I'm successful. But was there a point in my life where I thought, my goodness, if I can just become a millionaire, that would be success? Or, oh my goodness, if I get married and I have kids and I work in a multinational, that's success. But then those successes come, and then you're like, no, that's not
What's
success.
next?
Yeah, so for me, it is fulfillment. It's really fulfillment of purpose is success. And for me, the purpose that I know that I have in this world is to really use those gifts that God has given me to help connect people to their individual beauty, to connect people to who they are, to connect people to become bigger versions of themselves. And that's what I've been doing with my work. I see lots of teenagers come back to talk, to say all the things that they experienced during the teen beauty camp and how it has shaped their lives. Young adults, I see middle-aged women, I also see seniors, that we've also been able to impact through our work. So yeah, so really understanding that my business is not mainstream is big, is really really big for me. It's not mainstream, and also not competing and really creating, right? When you just stay out of that competition zone, God starts to open up your mind and you start to create. And that's when true success actually comes.
Thank you so much for that. So with the with the second leg of that, which is confidence,
Yeah.
and you're in the makeup business, and you're in the business of beautifying people. And
Yeah.
for so many people, they're not confident, but when they have that makeup on, when they use that powder, when they get their nails done, get their hair done, that confidence also comes out of them, like it boosts their confidence. So in such a way, it's just right to say that you are also, with your business, boosting other ladies confidence, other people of
Yeah.
color's confidence, or
Yeah.
Caucasian, or whoever
Yeah.
you meet. So,
Yeah.
but for people that are watching us today, that are also entrepreneurs, or that aspiring entrepreneurs that wants to go into, into a business, but they lack that confidence, because it's not something you can put a makeup on and say, well, now I'm confident to go
Yeah.
and start my own business. In that regard, like, do you have any advice for them? How
Yeah.
do you think that
Yeah.
they can actually
Yeah.
improve on their confidence to
Yeah.
start their own venture?
So Fikemi, I used to think Fikemi, that's your name, right?
Yeah.
I used to think that when I was a teenager, I used to think that, oh my god, after high school, I'm gonna start wearing red lipstick so that people will see me as a confident woman. So for a long time, I nurtured that idea that makeup would actually make you confident or make you people see you as a confident person. But over time, as I started on this journey in this business, I discovered that hmm, confidence is beyond skin deep. It's not just you cannot just end it on the surface. Does it help? Does makeup help? Yes. Does your image, your general image, how you dress, your posture, and things like, do those things help with confidence? Yes. But the major part, which I would say is 80% of what you need to be truly successful and to be truly confident, is working on your mind, working on your mind. You see people that they don't wear makeup, they're even nerds. They just wear one random jeans, and they are very confident in what they do, right? So it's very important to daily renew our minds, to tell ourselves the right narratives, and to stop self sabotaging ourselves, and to stop holding on to those lies, all those ugly stories of us in the past, or what people have made you believe about yourself. To learn to start to rewrite our stories, to start to recreate new things for ourselves, until you get to that point where you understand and know that you need to start to renew your mind daily and to tell yourself new stories about yourself. Until you get to that point, you cannot achieve full confidence. Every other thing, you can wear nice shoes, designer bags, designer everything, and place your identity on those things. But once those things are stripped off you, you don't have makeup on, you don't have those clothes, you don't have, then who are you really? Who are you? Right? So it's really about working on that internal part called the mind. And then every other thing comes together. Like, I mean, coming up on this show, I got back from church. I was going to remove my clothes. And I was like, no, I have a show this afternoon. I want to show up as my best self. Right? So I'm very proud of myself with the way I showed up with my lashes, my glasses, everything. But then, what if I came here and I had nothing to say? I was just going off point, right? And I wasn't feeling confident within me. Things are not going to flow. So it's 80-20 for me. The mindset is 80% of what will help with your confidence, and 20% is image. Even though some people may not want to hear what you have to say if you don't have the right image, right?
Yeah.
So there's that aspect as well.
Yeah, that's true. So, which is why we bring, because for so many people they find it difficult to have that confidence. They're always self-sabotaging, as you said. They're always, doubting every steps and every decision that they make. One of the reasons might be the kind of people that they have around them, and this is why we're bringing people that have, been there, done that, and thriving at what they do. That's why we're bringing them to the show, because so many times we'll find out that even for myself, sitting down and watching some of these shows like back, I grab one or two things that I say, oh yeah, that's really useful, and I use it for myself. So for so many other people, I believe that in that scenario too, when they listen, I say, oh yeah, this situation, it's what I'm actually going through, and they learn from your strategy of how you've been able to succeed, what you've done, like your strategies, and they apply it to themselves. Then they are able to also, get more confident and do better in whatever field that they are in. So now, I know we're a little bit over the time, but I wanted to bring in the Goddess conference that you did in 2021. So, what was the inspiration about the Goddess conference, and also talking about how you came about the fragrance now that you now have?
So since 2016, we have hosted a conference for women as part of living up to our vision and what we stand for. I don't want people to mistake Adonia for just another makeup brand, right? We are an empowerment brand. We want to empower women at different stages of life, and we just happen to sell makeup. We happen to do facials, right? But the main thing that we are after is really empowering women. And one of the ways we reach out to people is through the conference. When we launched Adonia products in 2016, we launched it with the Unmask Your Beauty conference. And since then, we've made it a yearly event for women at different stages of life. I tell moms to bring their daughters, and just for people to come and just learn from other people's stories. Now we try to bring people in the community. So that's why it's a community thing. This is Calgary. So I try to bring people in Calgary that other people know, right? To share their stories and how they overcame some limiting beliefs and how they got the jobs that they currently have, how they started the businesses that they currently have, or how they overcame something in their life. So this year, and every year it's themed, right? So this year we themed it Goddess because Adonia means beautiful goddess. And I really just started to understand, hmm, interesting. I really just started to really understand that word, being a goddess. I did researches. I'm like, oh my God, we are gods. And I started to do a series around it. And with time I discovered that this is what God is really telling us to do this year, to do a conference called Goddess. And it caught fire. It caught fire. People started to see themselves in a different light. We launched the Goddess hoodies. I partnered with a company called Afikewa Designs, and she made beautiful good hoodies for Adonia women. We also launched the perfume, the Goddess perfume, and we created a Goddess collection, and people just love the idea that they were part of the Goddess movement. Yeah, so it's something we do yearly to empower women, one of our outreach programs, and it's always well attended. Every year it's better. 2020, we actually did it online, and it was one of the best ones we have had. I was so scared that wasn't going to go well, but it went really well because it was pre recorded, the stage was right, everything was right, and it was just so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. And truly, talking about the goddess hoodie, I saw that as well. And talking about Afikewa Design, she was my guest last week. And she's
Oh
also the
wow!
designer. I also partner with her to do this hoodie that I'm wearing,
Oh
which is
wow!
this
She's
dark proud black queen.
amazing. I love
so
her. I
so
love her spirit.
she is
Yeah,
actually
she's an adorable
fantastic,
woman.
and I can see her commenting in the
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I love
So
her.
that's a really powerful. Even that name, goddess, like it just catches your attention. And as I said before, before we started the show, and I was talking about what the package of the perfume was so electrifying. You can see it's so red. It's so yeah. You can actually see the goddess, and
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
it smells like that
purposely
as well.
I purposely went all out. Normally, Adonia color is pink and maybe a subtle, burnt orange. No, but I was like, no, we're not doing all these pinky things this time. We are going red, like in your face. Yeah.
That really actually strikes anybody that yes, this is yeah what a goddess you look like. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate. The final question before we leave is, how do you manage like work life balance with all of these initiatives that you've been championing? How do you manage your work life balance as an entrepreneur?
So when I hear work-life balance, I just think of prioritizing, really sitting down and asking yourself, what are the things important at this stage of life? Trust me, the ideas that have come to my mind that I've said, you know what? We're going to launch those ideas in 10 years after my kids are grown. Because right now, ain't nobody got that time, right?
Mm.
And there are things that, like I did launch Kingdom Tribe, which is um, a society, is registered as a society, and it's spiritual, right? So right now we're doing pockets of events. We're not really fully going into the big vision yet. So I'm doing pockets of events. During summer, I'm organizing events for kids, like to learn skills and to learn about God, right? So last year we did a summer camp where they were learning. It was a cleaning camp, sewing camp, and all of that. And I also learned about God. Also, so it's a different business on its own and all, but I know that I'm not at this season of my life. My kids are actively growing and I need time for them. So I can't be involved in too many things. And that's why I've said it's really about priorities. Right now, I'm only at work between 10 and 3, 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. After that, I can't book any clients because I want to pick my kids from school by myself and I want to spend time with them. I want to take them for all their activities by myself, right? But that's one thing I've decided to do. So it's really about, what you sitting down and really prioritizing things, right? I'm like, when they're in school is when I want to be at work, and that's basically what I'm doing till they finish school, right? After then, I can decide to get more involved in other things, and that has helped me to really structure my life. So in the evenings, you're not going to see me at the store, but you see a staff. If you really want me, you come at the time when I'm there, right? And there's so many other sacrifices even my family has have had to make. Like I was just telling my kids and my husband last year, November, that it's exactly 4 years of me working every Saturday, right? It's a sacrifice my family has had to make. Every Saturday, I'm at the store, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., right? And then my husband had to stop working on Saturdays because of that, right? So it's all about sacrifices and really just prioritizing and knowing exactly what you want per season in your life. And that's what I would call work life balance, because it's hard to balance it all. Because your business, you're constantly thinking about it like 247. So you need to decide that, okay, right now, then can you focus on the children and leave Adonia where it is? You continue that one tomorrow, right? Yeah. So it's really about prioritizing for me.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We've really learned a lot from you today. We've learned about how to be confident, what success means, how you started, how like strategies we can also use as either budding entrepreneurs or already people already in the process, and they're thinking, I'm getting tired. What do I do? What strategies do I employ to grow my business? And at the same time, we've also learned to diversify and to be also diverse with the people we employ, the customers we serve, the clientele, things like that, because those are all together that would grow your business and will make you bigger, not just staying within your bubble. So that's fantastic things that we have learned from you today. So we appreciate that we called on you, and
Thank
you
you.
and you accepted to come on the show.
Thank you.
If you have any final words for entrepreneurs watching today, or even viewers watching us today, you can just shoot.
Wow. Thank you so much, Fikemi, of that Black proud woman. I'm always so excited to see people doing things, in the different spaces, because we cannot have enough. We cannot have enough of this type of outreach platforms where you're reaching out to Black women or immigrant women to say, come, let other people, hear your voice. Let's hear what you have to say. So thank you for saying yes to this vision. And to my fellow entrepreneurs, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. We are all going to be successful. Success is not one thing. It's really about constantly hitting all of those milestones that God has placed in our hearts to hit. So just keep pushing, keep working, and don't give up. More clarity comes with motion.
Thank you so much. And there you have it, guys. We're going back to our Saturdays from next week. And I have another amazing guest that will be sure coming next week. Spoiler alert, is also a woman, but I promise I will get you men in 2022.
Let
So
us men, men.
I love you all, and see you next week.
This ain't over.